Let me now call upon His Excellency Armando Guebuza, President of the Republic of Mozambique, representing the Southern Africa Development SADC, to offer his speech as well.
Your Excellency Joyce Banda, President of the Republic of Malawi, and the First Gentleman, fellow heads of state and governments, and leaders of delegations, His Worship, the Chief Justice, Your Honor, the Speaker of the Parliament of Malawi, Madam former First Lady, and members of the royal family, honorable ministers and deputy ministers, honorable members of Parliament, distinguished heads of diplomatic and consular missions, and representatives of regional and international organizations, all protocol observed. When the sad news announcing the departure of President Bingu Mutharika came to our attention, we had hoped that it would be a mere dream we would wake up from. Unfortunately, it was not to be. The voice of one of the greatest sons of Malawi, SADC, and Africa had indeed gone silent forever. The tragedy that befell this great country, SADC, and our continent defies description. We are all still in a state of shock, while incredulity still runs deep in our minds as we search in vain for answers of how he could have had such a sudden departure. It is in this state of distress that we had gathered here in memory of a man who has had a distinguished career as a senior civil servant, as a staff member at senior management level of regional and international organizations, as a statesman, and above all, as a loving husband, father, and brother. A fully fledged international economist with grounding in both developing and developed countries, theories on development, President Mutharika put his wide-ranging expertise at the service of this great country and neighboring Zambia, both as a senior civil servant and as head of financial and planning institutions. The World Bank, the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, and the Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa, they too came to benefit from his expertise, knowledge, and professionalism. A prolific intellectual and established author, he was also generous throughout his life to share his knowledge with many in the academia and in the world of international politics and diplomacy through lectures delivered to audiences in our continent and across the world. As his works show, he would mince no words to put his views across when it came to delve into substance of academic debate. President Bingu Mutharika was one of us in the SADC family. We were privileged to know him and to work closely with him in realizing the dream of the founding fathers of our regional organization. Today, we have converged from our region to acknowledge and pay tribute for the outstanding and multivariate contributions he made to SADC, whose impact will remain with us in the many years to come. As the chairman of the African Union, on behalf of SADC, President Mutharika demonstrated his commitment and belief in the economic independence of our continent. Propelled by this view, he laid down a roadmap for Africa to achieve long-term sustainable food security through a new partnership for which he coined the expression African Food Basket. In his book, The African Dream, From Poverty to Prosperity, he interrogates well-established theories on a variety of issues and advances his conviction that indeed the African people, united and determined, can do wonders for the continent and the world. These are his words taken from his book. My dream of Africa's forward movement is largely about a renaissance and recognition of our core values, traditions, and the modernity of our past civilizations. The rest is about challenging our indigenous wealth and applying the discipline and the tools needed to manage and convert the raw material that we possess into new wealth for our people. End of quote. Coincidentally, he finished his book capturing his hope for a better future for Africa when he was the chairperson of the African Union, and as if to make this call loud and clear to the continent itself and to the rest of the international community, he decided to launch this masterpiece on the margins of the African Union Summit in January 2011 in Addis Ababa, the headquarters of our continental organization. Today, we mourn the departure of this great mind, scholar, thinker, statesman, and dedicated son of Malawi, of SADC, and of the African continent. His untimely and grievous departure is not only a big loss to his esteemed family and friends, and to all Malawians at large, but also to the SADC region, Africa, the world as a whole. May our deepest sympathy and heartfelt condolences assist in overcoming of these disheartening and gloomy moments. As SADC, we pledged our total support to our Malawian brothers and sisters during this difficult and painful time. Let us all continue to mourn the late President Bingu Mutharika with dignity and love by rededicating ourselves and our synergies to achieve the dream of prosperity for all Africans, which he pursued with determination during his entire life. Madam President Joyce Banda, fellow heads of state and government, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to reiterate our message of congratulations to you, President Joyce Banda, and to the entire Malawi nation for the orderly and smooth transition following the untimely departure of our former colleague. This has helped to entrench and cement the rule of law in this great country in a manner that should make all Malawians proud as they stand as a towering example for the world. The smooth transition has reinforced our belief that we should all continue to look at the future of this country with optimism as you undertake the hard and the daunting task of addressing the many challenges that still face Malawi. As SADC, we are comforted to know that this great country has a leader of your caliber, as shown by your commitment with development of your people and country, your diplomatic qualities and experience, your readiness to strengthen the bonds of friendship and cooperation with SADC and beyond, and your long-standing record as an achiever. In this hour of grief, we, as SADC, are here to express our solidarity and assure you, President Joyce Banda, that we will rally behind you and your people and government. We take this opportunity to call upon the international community to continue providing more and more multidimensional support and encouragement to the people and government of the Republic of Malawi to face the many challenges they are grappling with, which are certain they will overcome, we are certain, as they remain united, well-focused, and determined. May the soul of President Bingu Mutharika rest in peace. Thank you.